Assist your child athlete to implement the 3 factors to increase size and strength while developing the needed stability to improve on-field performance. We're going to cover how to manipulate the training factors to increase the athlete's size, strength, and functional stability. We're also going to talk about how best to improve size and strength while also improving performance in competition. And we're also going to cover when the best time is to implement these changes. I'm Aaron Robinette, head coach of Athletic Power and Performance. I help athletes that have come to the crossroads of burnout, lack of performance, or injury issues and help them develop the ability to overcome these challenges through coaching or my online program, Athlete Unleashed, which addresses these challenges and much more. The link for the program is in the description below. Of all the questions I've been asked in my entire 26-year fitness career, the most common question young athletes ask me is, how can I get bigger and stronger? The first thing I always want to know before answering this question is, why do you want to get size and strength? The answer is almost always about improving performance and specifically about not being pushed around during competition. With that said, the focus in this video is about improving size and strength in a functional manner to also improve performance in competition. For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get the latest updates from my channel. To increase size and strength, you need to implement the proper training factors. One area to consider is if you're new or newer to strength training, is that you'll improve your size and strength using almost any rep and set combinations due to the improvement in neural pathways. There are 2 distinct set and rep combinations for training to increase size versus training to increase strength. If you need both, you'll want to implement both set rep variations, but at different times during your training. If you're newer to strength training, I recommend starting with the set rep combinations to increase size first, and then using the set rep combinations to increase strength second. As you get more training under your belt, you may find that reversing this order might help you more. To increase size, use 8 to 12 reps for 3 to 5 sets. The rest time is between 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes. You want to use the first 1 to 2 sets for a warm-up. Your final sets you want to push close to fatigue, but not past the point where your form breaks down. To increase strength, use 1 to 8 reps for 5 to 12 sets. The rest time is between 3 to 5 minutes. You want to use 2 to 4 sets as a warm-up while progressing to higher weight for each set as you warm up. A key warning is that if you have less than 2 years of strength training, or if you're younger than 16, you do not want to lift less than 5 reps, specifically loads that you can lift only for 5 reps or less, as this increases the injury and it's unsafe and unneeded for your training at this point. The next point is, to improve performance, your strength training needs to improve your stability. You want to make sure to choose exercises that train the movements you use during your competition versus using exercises that train muscles in isolation. For example, train your chest in a standing position using cables rather than using a chest press machine. The standing chest exercise increases the need for your stabilizers to engage in the exercise. Another example is performing a lunge to strengthen your quads rather than using a leg extension machine. Although the actual weight you're lifting during these alternative exercises I've suggested will be less, the stability that you're training will be at a much higher level, which increases your ability to use the strength you developed during on-field competition. With machine training, you're only strong in the isolated training that you developed with the machine because the machine creates the stability for you. A keynote: you may not be able to increase your size or even your strength as much using exercises that train your movements versus using exercises that isolate your muscles. However, this increased stability that you're developing increases your performance by a much larger degree, and your competition will have a much more difficult time moving you around on the field during competition. The time to implement these training factors is late in your off season and during your preseason of your sport. You do have a small window during the season that you can always adjust your strength training factors, but there are so many different responsibilities going on at any one time during the season for young athletes for this to become really difficult to implement and get the most out of these type of adjustments during the season. If you're an athlete that participates in year-long sports or back-to-back sports with little time off, you may need to think about creating your own time for off-season and preseason to get the most out of your sport through training practices that will benefit you much more in the long run. This includes taking a little time away from your sport to develop areas that you need more attention to, which includes increasing your size and strength, of course, while also developing your stability. Hopefully, you've gained some valuable tips from this video. This is only scratching the surface of sports performance. For a deeper dive into sports performance, check out my program Athlete Unleashed at bettersportsperformance.com. The link is in the description below.